Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to be talking about a recent assault charge. We're having all these weird acts happening, mainly with conservatives on the most part, like 95% of all these crimes that you're seeing that are politically related, if it's with Republicans or Democrats, it's always with Republicans, of course, because, the media likes to make it in this narrative as if conservatism is supposed to be like illegal or it's a horrible thing. And wow, yeah. So now you're seeing a lot more people start freaking out because of it. That's what I think. Or if not, there's always crazy people in the world too. You don't always know someone's motive. But you had a conservative speaker, Michael Knowles, and he's just, speaking on the campus at Missouri. Then, all of a sudden, an angry protester comes out and acts in a violent way. Additionally, this protester ended up being a college student from the campus in Missouri. Michael Knowles, he was at UMKC. He was invited to be there to speak about men are not women. That was the topic and what he was discussing. And he knew that there's going to be some sort of a planned silent walkout. That's what he was preparing for the future for that. So in case, everybody walked out, he can, react welly and not be completely shocked, I guess. Michael Knowles was invited to speak at UMKC, and he was there to discuss a kind of rough discussion that a lot of people, they're not comfortable with. They're not comfortable now because of a lot of different stuff with the media and how it's very far left. So there's no room for any conversation anymore. It's just automatically shut down. You're labeled something if you're in any disagreement and you have other opinions or any questions at all. The topic, it's men are not women. Therefore, he was planning for a silent walkout of some sort, of everybody just kind of leaving and going out. And so that way, he's not going to be shocked about anything. He could react in a professional manner. And just as he thought, not long after the speech, just moments at the beginning of the speech, you have people from the crowd and they're just rudely interrupting. They don't even want to hear him and hear another opinion because that's what they see everywhere. Everybody just wants to shut down people's opinions, so nobody from the right is debating anybody on the left anymore. I mean, there's obviously still debates, but there's a lot of bigger things that we're not able to tackle right now because people do want to freak out in such an immature way. On the left, it's mainly on the left, I would see, but also on the right too. I also see people too that are just like, yeah, the left, I don't want anything to do with them or whatever, and then they get mad at them and don't want to have any discussion at all. I'm mad about what the left's doing to our country every single day, so it is okay to be mad about things, but I think it's only if you just want to be mad and you don't want to try to talk and try to resolve anything, then, it's not going to do anything because things are just going to stay the way that they are, if not get worse. After about 19 minutes of interruption from the crowd, you had Michael just trying to resolve things. He was keeping his calm. He's not yelling. He's not freaking out at the crowd or, flipping him off like you had Ben Shapiro doing that one time. He's acting rational, trying to figure out, why are you mad and freaking out? And he also says that, this is how the left is too. They are just screaming whenever we want to talk and say something. They're like, no, I don't want to hear it. And they just want to close their eyes for some reason and just ignore us or label people like racist, bigots, and just other ridiculous terms. It's gone completely mad in our country. Unfortunately, it did not end there. It actually escalated. Instead of people just walking out silently, and that's already bad enough because you're putting the whole entire event to a stop, and the lecture is just going to be stopped because of people's emotions, and they could be hurt. Oh no, other people's opinions. No, you can't have that. Wow, where are we at? No, nothing is progressing in our society. It is getting completely worse socially. I think, economically, yeah, and I think that there's a lot of other great things going on. But when you think socially, you think with everybody right now that are in political power, or just generally with like celebrities and people online, every single person, citizens, it's wild right now. But yeah, going back to the weird incident that happened, so you have a masked individual, they have a squirt gun going towards Michael Knowles, and they're shooting out lavender oil mixed with glitter. Nobody knew though. They didn't know what this was, or they didn't know if this could be bleach. What if it was bleach or something even worse than that? And it can be anything from bleach or urine, very gross stuff that they just do. They throw things at people. It is very disgusting. They are not playing with a full deck of cards. They have no rules, no morals. A lot of these people that want to react irrationally, I'm not saying the left, I'm just saying someone that is so far gone that they want to do something like this. Why would you ever do this? The student that did this, of course, they had their payback for doing that. You know, if you want to commit a crime, then yeah, you're going to pay for it. That is totally how it works in our country. You're not going to go up to someone and then just have everybody in this crowd agree with you and then go away and do whatever you want. Just because everybody in the crowd agreed and they walked away doesn't mean that you could go and be masked and do horrible things to somebody. You can't do that. I don't care what Maxine Waters says, go push back on people. That's not what you do. Therefore, being the genius that this person is, they have assault charge on their criminal record. So, yeah, that's what you get in our criminal legal system that we have. We have something called justice. Afterwards, after that was all done, there was very few interruptions. Michael was able to continue on, and there was no more disturbances for the rest of the night because I think people understood if they want to just act out in that way what happens and how immature it is. I mean, when you have someone acting like that and you're thinking about walking out too, then you see that and you're like, whoa, maybe I should listen to this person talking. I don't know. Well, he did a great job talking over and dealing with the hecklers. It's nice to see a lecture free from interruption. It's funny to think of a scenario where if this was reversed, if the political spectrums were just reversed and you had someone on the left speaking on college campus, let's say they're like a feminist and they're speaking about feminism for some reason and they want to discuss that, or I don't know if that's what happens on a college campus, but yeah, sure, you know, let's say you have some feminists talking about their viewpoints and whatnot, and then all of a sudden you have a lot of people from the crowd just walk out silently, then they would probably be seen as hated. They might be in trouble from their school for leaving and even maybe have consequences for doing that. Yet, you see people from the right all the time, even people from like the left that are just defending the right. Like Dave Rubin, he's not even completely on the right or anything. He's a liberal, he's a classical liberal, and he still goes to colleges and will have people interrupting his lectures. And the fact that the subject matter, the men aren't women, is even considered controversial is really appalling. Redefining what sex is to a whole population after so many different years of biology and after scientific studies, I just think it's not the brightest idea to do to our society and with our culture. Now, I do want to be honest, I want trans to be respected and I want all of them to be loved and cared for and not have any harm to happen to them. But at the same time, we have to be honest when we're talking about a lot of different stuff. And through my perspective, I think a lot of this is very important to be debating, not just to be choosing one side and how things are going to be. So having Michael talk about stuff like this is a good thing. But I just wanted to clear things up is that I don't hate anybody. I don't have a problem with anybody at all. I am pretty positive. I think that lately I've seen a lot of negative stuff, and that's because I'm constantly reading the news, and I like doing that too. I do like reading the news. I've always liked reading the news. Even when I was little, I think I had a lot more magazines and I should have more books than I should have. I was constantly doing that. Probably not more. I should have had more. I should have had way more books and magazines. I don't know why I said that was a bad thing. It's never a bad thing to have a bunch of books and magazines or ebooks and constantly reading. That is always good because you're enhancing your mind. You're learning different things. I think that if you're reading a bunch of garbage, though, then that's not good. If you're constantly reading a bunch of lies, like what BuzzFeed, Vice, all these other horrible companies are putting out, I think CNN, a lot of different mainstream media companies. I think because the left and the right are not properly debating over this topic and we're not able to meet any solution, I think that the right, they keep getting further with their opinions, and the left, they're getting further as well. So what we need to do is, if we're able to talk about this, it will get better. When you see all these incidents that are breaking out, like, what happened with Michael, or what happened with GameStop back in January, where you had that incident in New Mexico, and just someone thought they were being misgendered, and naturally you have the GameStop person just talking usually how our society is, how we normally talk when we see a man or a woman. We are heading into a completely gender neutral society. If we're going to keep going this rate, I think that yes, it will continue on. Well, on that note, that's all I have for this video. So I'm going to have another video coming very shortly. There's a lot going on my channel. If you want to go check that out, that would be great. So yeah, I'll check you next time.